Hello, everyone, and welcome to the V8 Supercars Round 7 Championship at the Nürburgring in Germany. We are about to go racing here for a bloody good time. All right, so joining me tonight in the commentary box, we've actually got Nick as well.
Well, thanks for introducing me there, Joel. Hey, well, Germany, Nürburgring, what are you thinking? It's going to be a tough battle out there tonight, mate.
It's going to be a very tough battle. I can tell you now that we've got a 25-lap showdown around this 5.1 kilometre layout, which we bring up the qualifying order of how they finished and the way that they'll be lining up here for round 7. We've got Mighty Bob with a 152.7 starting on pole off the grid, followed by Spark in second place, Gixxer in third, Go Home You're Drunk is in fourth place, Sam followed by Juz, 5th and 6th. We've got Terminator in 7th and Big Easy in 8th place. What are your thoughts on the top 8, Nick?
Wow, 2 seconds between the top 8. She's going to be tired racing out there today.
Absolutely.
Once you get into the slipstream, boy, that's anyone's game.
Yeah, I reckon it's going to be on for young and old as we continue down through the order. We've got Big Pooh in 9th in another one of the Dodge Challenger Demons. Zappo in 10th place. Legendary Berry in 11th. JK Stewie in 12th, just over the top of Osto in the 13th there. And Wes and Gold Cow rounding out our order here for round 7. It's going to be absolutely flat out excitement. And I can tell you what, things are absolutely heating up in the championship as well, aren't they, Nick?
They are, mate. Like, she's pretty tight at the top. And with Mighty Bob looking like he might miss next week, she could be anyone's game. With just Bathurst left, she's got the Enduro. And, oh, look, here we go. Right off the line.
As we go, green light racing. We're on lap 1 of 25. A fantastic launch there for Mighty Bob.
Mate, you can't beat a launch like that. Look at him coming in.
Look
spark around the inside of that corner.
This is going to be fantastic. As you said, the top 8 were so close to each other as well. So really good to see that they managed to navigate that first corner at the Nürburgring. It's usually a bit of a doozy.
Oh, that corner's absolutely horrible when you've got cars in like that. It's really designed for single file, to be fair, but look, boys made a good job of it.
Yeah, it looked like I think we saw a couple of cars about 3 wide through there, so some really good racing for sure. As we see Juzzy, looked to stick it up the inside of Big Pooh, but thought about it just before the corner and pulled out. Well, as we see, I think that's HK off into the dirt there. Might have copped a little bit of a tap and sent himself off wide, or he could have missed his braking marker.
Oh, it's easy to do there out in cold tyres too. Sometimes you get in the mode and you forget it's only lap 1. And yeah, you really got to be a bit gentle on those tyres going into lap 1. It's a little bit cold and just don't have the grip that you do, that you need.
Well, that's absolutely right, mate. We're coming here, we're, halfway around lap 1, cold tyres? They take about a lap and a half to really get that heat into those softs. We've seen throughout the quali that there's some really good tyre life out of those softs as well.
Absolutely. I think there was claims of somebody doing up to 22 laps on a pair of softs, so it'll be interesting to see the strategies here today and how the boys play it out. And yeah, but those tyres seem to be warming up now.
Yeah, we see a little bit of leapfrog through there.
Big Pooh.
Osto sticking it up the inside of Big Pooh, and Big Pooh saying, none of that, I'm getting it back.
We tapped by Zappo, holding on to it. Good work.
We see a couple of little battle grids starting to form now. We've got Big Pooh, Zappo, HK, followed closely by Osto. Gold Cow and Snipes not too far behind, and JK Stewie down into 15th, so he's dropped a couple of positions from where he started.
He must have had a bit of an accident there somewhere, a bit of a mishap, but let's hope he picks it up and gets back up in the game.
Absolutely. As we jump back up to our race leader, Mighty Bob. Wow, he's starting to open a bit of gap on Spark.
Well, that's it. These guys on those soft tyres, and look, starting to wonder what tyre choice Spark chosen here. Looks like he's on mediums.
I would assume that as well, as we can see Corner Slut all over the back of him at the moment, really asking the question and putting the challenge to him. Can you keep me at bay?
Well, I think it's just a matter of time. He's looks like he's struggling to hold on to the arse end there, but mate, it's a matter of time, I think.
It's absolutely fantastic to see the Dodge Charger up towards the front of the field as well, as we've seen usually the sea of Camaros out in front. They're really fast here, and I tell you what, Cornerslut is driving absolute wheels off that. Finished in third for qualifying.
He's got that thing tuned nicely, mate. It's doing really, really well.
As we are finishing the first of the flying laps here, we'll get some purple sectors on the board just to see how fast these cars are actually going around the track at the moment. Be interesting to see if we are still seeing qualifying times, as we're actually not too far off qualifying pace. Look at that, Mighty Bob with a 1:53.395 right out of the gate.
That's a very fast lap. To be pulling those straight off the bat, like you'd be expecting those with fresh tyres with half a tank, but he's driving the socks off that, mate. He's trying to put a margin on that.
Well, like we mentioned earlier, Mighty Bob is leading the way in the championship on 145 points, but both Spark and Cornerslut are still within striking distance, and they're sitting there in second and third at the moment as well, with Juzzy and SRT Vroom still not too far behind in the overall points, so every single lap here could actually be championship defining.
Well, that's what we would like to see. It's keeping it all close, and no one likes seeing someone walk away and halfway through the series and it's pretty much all over then. So it'd be good to see it come down to the last race down at Bathurst, and can't wait to see what happens here today.
Absolutely, and you did mention that there is the opportunity there for both Spark and Cornerslut to make up some points. It looks like Mighty Bob might not have been able to get the ship back from Germany to Australia for the grand finale here in Bathurst.
You must have taken a different route to everyone else. Got stuck at the Suez Canal.
So we see Big Pooh taking it out wide off the track there, going back to grassroots for that Dodge, going bootlegger. He's off the track and sending dirt everywhere. We continue down through the grid. We've got Zappo in 12th place, just holding off JK Stewie for now. He's in 13th in that beautiful car. We've got Snipes in 14th place, the one of two Mustangs on the field tonight. Unfortunately, they just haven't been up to pace. Gold Cow there having a few issues by the looks of things, back into 15th place. So we jump back to our race leader, the Mighty Bob, and look at that mighty gap he's opened up over the top of Cornerslut there. He's got a half-second penalty now on lap 4. That's not ideal. He wants to do as much as possible to catch up to Mighty Bob, but something's happened to Spark, mate. He's not in second anymore.
He seems to be falling back in the order. Those mediums seem to be costing him a bit of time.
Yes.
Look at Gary there up in 3rd place. That is some great driving by Gary. That's
absolutely. He's got a couple of positions there from where he started. Do you remember where he started, Nick?
He started in 5th, just ahead of Juzzy from memory. So that's 2 positions up. That's some good driving by Gary. He's even got a margin on Spark already.
Absolutely. So like you mentioned, those mediums must really be costing him some precious time here. One of the fastest drivers that we saw last week, that's for sure. But we're only at lap 4 of 25, so anything could happen yet as we continue down through our race grid. We've got SRT Broom there in 5th place, starting to gain a little bit of time onto the back of Sparks as we navigate the last couple of corners up here before the big straight. Got
Here comes Juzzy.
Look
One of
out.
the magnet men coming through.
Absolutely.
Look out for Juzzy.
Why do we call him the magnet men?
Well, I just believe him and Sam have had a bit of a few touch-ups over the series, as we've seen, and it's good to see them have some good racing.
As we see Sparks off into the pits really early there. Might be getting off those mediums, I think. Yeah.
He's obviously given up, thinking they're overrated. Interesting to see how that strategy plays out.
Yeah, well, if he gets onto that soft compound, he should be able to push up a bit of time, but he's obviously going to drop through the order. But being first to the pitters, he should make some of that time back up as the other cars do come in to swap tyres as well.
It's going to be a hard call coming in this early. It's fuel's cheap, but he's going to have to stop for fuel again before the end of the race.
Yes, those Camaros do chew through the fuel. We've got a lot of good output though, very fast, as we've seen Mighty Bob go even faster again. That's qualifying pace, ladies and gentlemen. Fastest lap now, a 1:52.9.
That's bloody quick, mate.
And he's done it on lap 3.
How do you top that?
That's absolutely wild. As we see Corner Slut making his way around, he cleared that penalty on the previous lap. He's got a little bit of a gap from Gary, but it looks like Gary's starting to hunt him down. We've got SRT Vroom and Juzzy.
They're holding on nicely there. Juzzy's just keeping in there the slipstream behind SRT. There we go. Legendary Berry. Just quite assassin over here. We'll keep an eye on him. 6th place.
So we see Big Easy back in 7th with a half-second penalty. That's going to cost him some time as he serves that on one of the fastest spots of the track. As we can see, Osto's up into 8th in that Mustang, followed very, very closely there by Big Pooh.
Wow, this is a great opportunity here for Big Pooh. Has he cleared that penalty yet? It looks like he has.
He's got the move done.
Straight through Legendary.
Yep, so he's got it done nice and cleanly. He's made the space there. So we've got 3 different cars in the championship here on the frame at the moment. We've got the Mustang out in front of the Dodge Demon, followed very closely there by Legendary Berry in that Camaro, who's going to be wanting to make up some time. He's just lost 2 positions serving that penalty.
Yeah, that's cost him. It's cost him big time. And look, it was clear to see how quickly the boys went past. And that's a big late break.
A little bit of dirty air coming into the
Legendary
corner.
Berry.
Yeah, it looks like he's starting to lose a bit of tyre traction there. So maybe he's cooked a bit of tyres in an accident. That might have been how he's got that half-second penalty in the first place.
I think he might be just in a bit of dirty air there as well. That's definitely not helping the cause.
No, absolutely not. As we've seen, the draft is absolutely amazing, but as you come up to a braking zone, it can absolutely put you undone. You see Big Pooh all over the back of Osto, waiting for his opportunity to pounce. Is he going to get it here? Or as he looks to make the move, but not quite enough room. Osto's left racing room for him there. He's going to have another crack at him here. Get a good line up the straight, see if he can stay on that slipstream of Osto. Osto's pushing that Mustang as fast as he can to keep it away from him, but that mighty, mighty Demon supercharged wine, that must be absolutely eerie to hear as we see Big Pooh. He looks like he's done the same thing. He's gone off to the side on the brakes, just under the dirty air, trying to get the car settled. He's put the car out of the way to not run up the back of Osto. So fantastic driving on his part. He hasn't lost too much time there. He's still just behind. As we go down through the grid, we can see Sparks now making his way up through the order. He's already cleared Snipes on this new set of softs, and he's already all over the back of JK Stewie as he does a cheeky little dive there, making it up the inside. JK Stewie pushing the issue, but ultimately having to let it go to Sparks.
Look, ultimately these Camaros just have the dominant lead on these in this series, which, look, it's great excitement up the front, but it's even more fun being in these other cars and just giving it absolutely everything, you know. It's great to see all these other guys that are stuck with these other cars and battled through the series, and it's what makes it what it is, and I just can't wait to see what Gen 2 brings up, mate.
Yeah, it's an exciting point that you do bring up, Nick. Obviously, we have had a few parity issues, not too dissimilar to the actual V8 Supercars series when they first brought in the Camaros as well. So as we start to work out the kinks, things will change. I can tell you now that there's quite a few new cars that will be available for Season 2. We'll leave it there and not give away all the secrets, but it's going to be very exciting. We've had a couple of parity test nights with some of these drivers on track, and there's less than a second in difference between the cars around Bathurst, so there'll be a few more parity nights to come. and we'll get those cars dialed in to have a really fair competition for season 2, which will be very exciting.
Mate, I can't wait to attend one of those. And yeah, the last one was lots and lots of fun, and it's good seeing all those times. Like you say, they're very tight between drivers, between cars. There's not a lot of difference, and it's what we like to see.
Absolutely.
So watch this space.
And talking about times and tight, look at Gary's times there on the right-hand side. Very consistent running for the top end of the field at the moment. He's currently sitting in 3rd place. Juzzy's right behind him, not letting him go anywhere. SRT Vroom trying to make his way into that slipstream and be part of that new battle pack for the potential 3rd place podium. As we continue down the grid, Big Easy in 6th place, starting on lap 8 here of 25. It's going to be very exciting to see how this all unfolds. Plenty of racing yet to go. Legendary Berry, as Nick hinted to, the silent assassin making his way through the field. I think he's actually jumped. He's jumped Osto there as well. So he's made his way through a couple of cars. Osto sitting in 8th now, still holding off Big Pooh.
That's a very nice livery on Big Pooh's car there, mate. He's done a great job on that.
It's one of my favourite ones on the grid.
Right up his bottom.
I think it's just a bit biased on my end though, just because I do love the way that Dodge Demon looks. Wow, you're right.
I just love the way they sound. They're scary when they're up behind you, mate. They just sound like they're just that supercharger whines, mate, and it's intimidating.
As we jump on board here with Sparks, as he just makes a move up the inside of Big Pooh. You can see that rev limiter was right up into the red zone, pushing this car well beyond the stock standard limits, because she's absolutely modified to be a massive V8 Demon, as he almost makes it up the inside of Osto. Not quite enough room, but he's definitely going to get him on the back straight here. Look at the amount of speed that he's got on that Mustang.
That's some aggressive driving there, and you've really got to be careful in an enduro like this, because one mistake and that's just cost you 20 laps of hard work.
But he has managed to get the move done. No accidents there, which is absolutely fantastic to see. And for someone who's come in on lap 4, he's already back up to 8th place. He's charging through the field.
Look at those 2 lap times, 154, 153. Let's see what he pulls up here.
153.8.
153.8. That's some quick times in traffic, so let's just see what he's going to pull out here.
Well, he does have a bit of breathing room now too, so we'll see if he can actually start competing with Mighty Bob for time, who's obviously well out in front now with clean air. You can see that fastest lap time hasn't changed for the last couple of laps on that 152.9.
Wow, he's just made the use of those fresh softs, isn't he? And, well, you get to see everyone go in the pits, and it'll be interesting to see what the different strategies are going to be. It looks like majority of the field has started on soft tyres, and, yeah. What's going to happen? Pit stops are the other point that, you know, they usually change everything up, and...
Absolutely, as we see our race leader now with a half-second penalty, pushing that car a little bit beyond the scope of the track, serving it with plenty of time and not a worry in the world. As we have a look over to the right-hand side at his lap times, he hasn't got near that 152 again since lap 3, and his times are slowly starting to decrease. So it'll be interesting to see how much longer he can make those softs last for that Camaro. We look at Mr. Corner Slut here in 2nd place. As we jump into the passenger seat here, we'll do a bit of the track on board just so we can listen to that amazing sound of the Dodge Demon, with the supercharger.
Doesn't that just sound beautiful coming in here through to the Castro S's?
It's an absolute weapon, that car. Absolutely love the way it sounds. Like you
really got to feel that
terrifying.
throttle around turn 2, hey? Such a car, it's so loose. He seems to have it just dialed in nicely, Corner Slut. What an exit that is. outstanding driving by Corner Slut.
Absolutely.
Absolute consistency. Look at those lap times. Even with the tyre wear, usually you'd see those start to creep out like you've seen with Mighty Bob as his tyres are fading, but Corner Slut's times, they seem to be getting better.
Yeah, I suppose as the fuel does come off, you will see the car get slightly lighter. So depending on how he's looking after those tyres, you might actually see a slight improvement in time, remembering that Dodge Demon's not the same as the Camaros, where the Camaros really does light up the tyres a fair bit more. I think that Demon's, as surprising as this is, seems to have a little bit better tyre wear.
Well, that's the benefit. I mean, it'd be interesting if the fuel was a little bit more expensive in the pits there to see how the Demons actually go.
Yeah, especially in those Enduros, because that would make the pit strategy completely change across the field for sure.
Oh, 100%. Those guys in those Camaros would definitely have to dial those back because they are thirsty machines for sure. You'd probably be able to comment better on the Demons, but mate, I believe they're quite fuel efficient.
I believe they are too, considering they do come in an 8-speed option if you put that racing gearbox in there. So you can do some really good and really efficient fuel saving, as we can see the Magnet Men having a lot of fun down the back straight there as they make their way onto the start of lap 11. Juzzy asking the question coming into the first corner. This could be trouble. Oh, as Gary shuts the door, and luckily for him, Juzzy did pull out of it. Otherwise, they could have both gone spinning off there, opening the door for SRT Vroom. That's some fantastic racing here. We're at lap 11 of 25, approaching that halfway mark very shortly. As we jump down through the grid, we can see Big Easy making his way up the field, up into 6. Sparks now not too far behind him as well, as we just saw him in that background frame.
Look, he's made up 5 positions in 7 laps. That's not too bad. And wow. He is absolutely flying.
Oh, as we see him running a purple as well through that sector. So he's on track now to do a 152. And you're right, and that was all through lap traffic, those 153s, as you mentioned before, Nick.
Well, that's it, and they do catch you up, but it's sitting in that slipstream and trying to make use of that. And here we go, another purple sector there, which would be interesting to see what the end of that lap came to. Oh, back again with the Silent Assassin.
We continue down through the grid. Big Pooh there in 10th place. HKS making up a bit of time. He's had a bit of an issue, but we've got JK Stewie hunting him down. He wants to get onto the back of his teammate and get that helpful tow. As we jump back down to Zappo in 13th place, Snipes in 14th in the Mustang, and Gold Cow in 15th place. That is our grid as we go back to our race leader, who is on the charge, well out in front, very consistent times. But that fastest lap time is now in challenge by Spark, and there it is, a 152.2. Not only was he faster, but he was faster by 800ths of a second, I believe it was. Sorry, 700th of a second.
Mate, that's what you call a man on a mission. I don't believe that that pit stop was planned, and he seems to be making up for lost time there.
Well, he's going to have to really work hard. He's got a long way to go to get himself back in contention to even get a podium. There's a lot of cars on the grid. He's currently in 7th. And he's going to have to get through a field of seasoned drivers here from the Southern Star Racing V8 Supercars Championship, as we are currently looking at Mr. Cornerslut in 2nd. Still very consistent times on his half there in that Dodge Demon. Fantastic to see it up in 2nd place at the moment.
Mate, with these parity issues, you can clearly see that he's out driving everyone else in the field. There's just no question. There's no way that anyone would be able to keep up if he was in that Camaro, I reckon.
It would be a scary thought indeed, but it's good to see some different cars on the grid for sure. As we go back to the Magnet Men, let's have a look at Spoiler Cam. We'll have a look at why we call them Magnet Men. It's because once they lock onto the rear end of each other, they don't seem to go away. It's like a bad smell.
Oh, mate, and that's what they do, and they seem to find each other in every single race this series. And look, it usually ends in tears, so watch. Oh, it was close as well. So watch this space, mate. Juzzy and Sam, they're really good racers, and it's been great to see the improvement over the series.
As we can see, Gary trying to shake him from that slipstream, dodging left to right down the back straight there. He's really trying to do everything he can to keep him off him, but Juzzy is not going away, not anytime soon. And like you mentioned, it's fantastic to see this nose-to-tail action. Really makes for some good racing. But this battle, Nick, it's been going on for the last 7 laps. I don't think they've lost any time to each other at all.
Will it ever end? Oh, that was a bit wide on that one, Gary. Here we go. Oh, what a battle to watch. 3rd and 4th. It's good to see the consistency these boys are playing too, and you got to remember, they because they're not racing like there's another 12 laps to go. They're racing like there's another about 5, and these boys can't have too much fuel left in the tank. I can tell you that much for free.
Yeah, well, we've seen the times now as we jump back to Sparks. Have a look at that. He's done a second 152 lap.
No words for that, mate. That's he's on a mission.
Sometimes, every now and then, you do come across a freak. Sorry to say it, Spark, but you're a freak. Absolutely amazing talent to see you going that fast at this stage of the race. We continue down through the grid. Legendary Barry, now with the new nickname of the Silent Assassin in that Jiu-Jitsu entry, flying around the track. Osto still up into 9th place, hasn't managed to make any ground onto the back of him yet, but he has got a bit of breathing room now. Big Pooh wasn't too far behind him before. HKS has actually jumped Big Pooh, and there's a massive gap to that Mustang, so he's got some breathing room, which is really good to see considering that car has been struggling all season. We've seen Mustangs pulling out left and right. We've only got 2 on the grid tonight, and I believe only 3 of the Dodge Demons. So we got the 2 teammates there, Big Pooh and JK Stewie, the other 2 Demons. They're absolutely having a great race here, and those cars look fantastic, but they just don't have that pace that Mr. Cornerside has. Hopefully they can maybe share some tunes and get that manufacturer's title up a little bit higher.
I would say, looking at that livery, mate, a few Jim Beams in the pits won't go straight.
Oh, so you reckon that's why they're further down the grid? Okay, as we jump
before the race as well.
And during.
Anyhow, Joel, I'm going to have to leave you there in the commentary box. I appreciate you having me in the commentary box today, and I look forward to seeing what the rest of this race brings.
Absolutely, Nick. Thank you for joining us here. Round 7 of the SSR V8 Supercars Championship. It's been a pleasure to have you. We look forward to seeing you again. Enjoy the rest of your day, mate, and we'll continue with all of the action here. We're on lap 13 of 25. Our race leader now just starting to make his way around through the field. He's going to start lapping some cars. We can see him getting onto the back of Gold Cow. Oh, looks like he's stopped in the middle of the track. That's usually a big no-no, but thankfully for Mighty Bob, that's helped him get around there without any issues at all. That's going to keep him as far away from the rest of the competition as possible. So now Mr. Cornerslut's going to have a lot of work to do to catch up to our race leader. As we can see, the lap times just aren't quite as fast as Mighty Bob's, but they are also very, very consistent. Making his way around to finish off lap 14. Gary and Juzzy, the Magnet Men, as they've now been called, not too far behind. They've been battling for at least the last 8-9 laps. Like this is absolutely the last lap every single go, as we see Spark now up into 5th and catching. He's done a 4th 152 lap in a row. Wow, that is absolutely wild. Let's have a look at that. So as we just change a couple of cars there to get the right data, 4 152 laps all in a row. He is pushing, absolutely pushing that car to its absolute limits. That is wild. We see Big Easy in the pits getting a new set of wheels. He's probably swapping onto those mandatory mediums as we see him come out. Oh no, he's gone softs again, so maybe he started on the mediums and he's on a second pit. I'm not 100% sure there, I could have missed it. but he's come out in 11th place, just behind Big Pooh and just in front of JK Stewie. JK Stewie trying to take advantage of Big Easy being on those cold tyres, reeling him in as quickly as possible before those tyres get grip. Zappo trying to take the ride with JK Stewie as well. So he makes his way up through the grid there. We have a look at JK Stewie. Actually not reeling him in anymore already. So Big Easy's really got the foot down through some of those corners early on those cold tyres. A lot of trust into the car. He must have it set up quite well as we continue down through our grid. Now, oh, hang on a second. Hang on, there's a battle going on already. Zappo's trying to make the move around the outside of JK Stewie. A little bit of a touch, but they make it through cleanly. Zappo gets the move done around the outside. JK Stewie looking for a bit of a switchback, but unfortunately wasn't quite close enough for it. We'll follow this for a little bit longer and see if JK Stewie can do anything to get that position back off Zappo, who's managed to have a good run around the outside. Don't see that move very often. We go down through our grid. We've got Snipes in 14th. We can see the times on the right there. He's very consistent. He just unfortunately doesn't have the pace. Gold Cow in 15th place. And we can see Corner Slut now finally catching up to the back of Gold Cow. We saw Gold Cow stop in the middle of the track to let Mighty Bob pass. It was right before a hairy left corner, but let's see if Mr. Corner Slut can get past him without holding him up, because he's going to be trying to do everything he can to stay away from Gary, Juzzy and Spark now. So we can see them in the back of shot. And Corner Slut gets it done. Oh no, it looks like Gary's gone right off wide. He wasn't sure where to go. Not Gary, sorry, Gold Cow. Gary now not too far behind. Juzzy still on his 6th. And Sparks in 5th, making up a lot of ground. And with another 1:52 race lap. This guy thinks that every single lap is qualifying now. Whatever happened at the start, he's shaking it off. And he is absolutely flying. So he now makes his way up to the rear of Gold Cow, coming through the last final chicane. Oh, he's made an error. Finally, we've seen a mistake from the absolute freak, and he's gone into the pits. So maybe he's cooked that set of softs, or maybe he didn't put enough fuel in. There we go. I think I've just figured it out, ladies and gentlemen. He hasn't fueled. He's put the softs on. He's just realised he's made a mistake. That's why we were seeing those qualifying lap times. He was doing softs on a low set of fuel. Could be wrong, but that's my best guess. We see Osto coming around in 7th, followed by SRT Broom in 8th. Taking a little bit too much curb there, sending the car a little bit sideways. Big Pooh down in 9th place. He was all over the back of Osto earlier. He's going to be doing everything he can to catch him again. We see Zappo and Big Easy now. We've got another little battle pack happening as they pass Legendary Berry in the pits as they commence lap 17 of 25. Big Easy, unfortunately, with a half-second penalty. As we drop down to Legendary Berry coming out of the pits. Let's see how far behind. Oh no, he's actually pulled out a little bit further behind than I thought he was going to. But remember, Big Easy will have that half-second penalty, so Legendary Berry is going to need to really buckle down and get that car straight to catch up before that penalty serving zone. As we see HKS in 12th place, followed by JK Stewie in 13th, Snipes in 14th place, still running consistent times. It looks like he was just in the pits on the previous lap. Gold Cow in 15th place. And back to our race leader, the Mighty Bob. Very consistent times on the right. He's staying out of trouble and he's got a massive lead. He's going to want to do everything he can to keep that, to stop Corner Slut asking the question once these guys come into their pits. So I believe there might be a little bit of a difference in strategy between the two. We'll have to wait and see how it all unfolds. We can see Corner Slut's times there starting to drop off. 55's now into a 156. Down to Gary in third place. Looks like he's finally shook Juzzy. But Sparks now on the hunt. Pushing into that first corner. Juzzy, unfortunately, not close enough to stay in any sort of slipstream to help him catch back up to Gary. I'm not sure what's happened there. Those two have been on each other like glue. Possibly a pit stop. I'm not 100% sure. We can see Osto now up into 6th place in that Mustang. We can see some pretty consistent lap times from him as well. Still not quite up to the pace of the others, but he's managed to push that car out. So he is up into 6th, running a bit slower than the rest as we jump on board. Currently sitting on a green sector for himself, going faster than he has so far this race. You can see was a 156.1, so he's still doing good times, running those softs, still going. Coming on to lap 18, not really losing any time, so something's working for him. Or maybe not, as we see him go red. Quite possibly be due to those couple of gear changes that we heard there. I think he accidentally took it down one gear too many a couple of times. We see SRT Vroom, who was chasing him down, unfortunately has just done himself a mischief, gone over that curb the wrong way and cost himself a bit of time. Zappo cutting a bit too much there. Not enough for a penalty, but you're not going to get that fast, consistent exit out of there by doing that at all. So we stick on with Big Pooh, trying to chase down Big Easy. Legendary Barry making his way around, seeing if he can get on some of that action up ahead. HK still holding off JK Stewie, sitting in 12th. JK is in 13th. Snipes in 14th, just allowing Corner Slut to go past. So we saw him not too long ago getting around Gold Cow. So Corner Slut's making his way up through the field. Gold Cow sitting in 15th place. His best lap so far with a 158. Mighty Bob, our race leader, still going 154s. Looking like this is all assured, but there's still a few laps to go as he comes to finish lap 19. We'll have 5 more, please. And we see Corner Slut into the pits. It's not what he wanted to see. It was that Mighty Bob was staying out for one more. Corner Slut's pushed that car quite well. That Demon still with 5% fuel after 19 laps. It'll be interesting to see where he comes out, because Spark was closing in. Of course, Gary and Juzzy weren't too far behind. Looks like Spark actually did get past Gary as well, while we've been on board with some of the other drivers. Have to see how far back as he puts in 40% coming out of the pits. Where does he slot? They're not too far behind. They're gunning him down. He's coming out of the pits. Cold tyres. Very sharp turn 1, but he's got plenty of room. Sparks now into turn 1, followed very closely by Gary and Juzzy, but Sparks still flying. So we see he's had a second pit stop, so it'll be interesting to see. Obviously he's filled to get to the end, but taken another set of softs. It'll be interesting to see those times and where they end up after here. We see Juzzy hanging onto the back of Gary once again. Gary thought he shook him, but he's back. Osto still out on the track at lap 20. He's just done a 156.3, his best lap. SRT Broom in 7th place, trying to wind in that gap to the back of Osto. Zappo in 8th. We see our race leader, the Mighty Bob, enter the pits with only 3% fuel, so he's done it 1 lap later than Corner Slut. He's going to really need to be pushing that car to get it to the end of this race, just to make sure that he can make up as much time as possible, but I believe he would have swapped onto the mediums. So we see a little battle here between HK and JK Stewie. HK getting the move done. Does JK Stewie have enough run on him to get it back? Unfortunately not. As we continue down through our grid, we're coming to the tail end of this race now. We've got Snipes still sitting in 14th place, having a good run in that Mustang. It's been a challenge all season. It's fantastic to still see him out there. Oh no, Gold Cow off into the wall. I wonder if there was any contact with some of the cars coming through the field, being a lap car himself, or whether he's tried to get out of someone's way and just sent it a little bit too far. Go back to our race leader, who's now on lap 21 of 25. He's just pitted, so he's back out now, and he's on the race mediums to finish the race on the compliant tyre. Have the whole field using both race softs and mediums at least once. As we see Corner Slut now under attack from Spark. What a fantastic race from Spark. He's charged his way through the entire field, from the back of the grid all the way back up to 3rd place. Early in the race, I said I didn't think it would be possible for him to get back to a podium. And then he did about 6 or 7 152s in a row, thinking this was qualifying. Oh, as he sticks it up. Is he going to get it done? He gets around the outside of Corner Slut. So he's up into 2nd. Wow, what a move. I'm absolutely lost for words, if I'm being honest. He is driving the wheels off that thing. Clearly one of the fastest drivers that we have out here. Obviously, Mighty Bob taking out pole for the race, currently sitting in 1st. But Spark, fastest lap, a 152.2, and he's done it very consistently here. As we go down through the field, Osto sitting in 6th place after lap 21. He finally comes in to get off those race softs and grab that medium tyre just so he remains compliant, and he's only come in with 2% fuel. Now he's up in 6th place in that Mustang. We're going to see him absolutely plummet through the field because he was not that far ahead. We've already seen SRT Broom go past. Now we're going to see Zappo and Big Easy as they're making their way past the pits now. Just as he comes into pit lane, Legendary Berry past him. And as he makes his way out of the pits, we can see those race mediums. There's a yellow flag ahead. What's happened? Will he have an opportunity to get some places back? Is it a big crash? No, it looks like just Big Easy. So Big Easy might have had a little bit of a sideways incident into turn 1. Very easy to do, especially in that Camaro. A lot of torque in that monster. So here we are, lap 22, and the race is still on. Looking at the map on the top right, we have cars grouped up all over the field. Very much a lot of battling still happening towards the tail end of this race. We go down through the field, HK in 12th place. Running it just a slight bit wide there. Taking a different line through turns 6 and 7, at a guess. And JK Stewie going to now be on the hunt to try and chase him down. So we got Snipes coming across the line of lap 21. He'll be commencing lap 22. We got Gold Cow in 15th place, making his way up through the S's to finish lap 21 also. And the Mighty Bob, our race leader, out in front, still with a fair bit of a gap. A couple of laps to go, but he's looking pretty comfortable up in the lead as we got Sparks, who's been gunning him down all race, now starting to make a gap from Mr. Cornerslut. We're looking at those times in comparison, 155s to 152s. Gary very much on a similar pace to Cornerslut as well, with a 155.4 on his previous lap, still being followed around by the Magnet Jazzy. Those two are locked together. And that battle's been going on for a very long time, with only a brief respite as Sparks made his way through the field and got between the two of them. We continue down, SRT Broom in 6th place. Whoa, a lot of tyre squeal there. He's working hard to keep that car on pace. He doesn't want to lose out any time. And we continue down through the grid. Legendary Berry, now with a unique name of Silent Assassins, made his way up to 8th. Big Easy, 9th place in that Pizza Hut livery, followed by Osto in 10th. It was looking like a dream come true for him, sitting in 6th place only a few laps ago. But of course, he still needed to pit. We've got Big Pooh in 11th place. At least he's managed to hang off Big Pooh, who was on him all earlier in the race. We've got HK in 12th, JK Stewie in 13th, Snipes in 14th, and of course Gold Cow rounding out our order today in 15th place. Not having the best run so far, but there are a couple of good times mixed in with some of those results there, so we'll have to see if he can get that car tuned up for next week with our Duro at Bathurst Mount Panorama. That would be absolutely fantastic, very exciting. As we flick down through our top 3, Mighty Bob, Spark and Cornerslut now. Into 3rd, we can see that gap opening up. It looks like Spark's actually making a bit of time onto our race leader. I'd say it's not quite enough to get him anywhere within contention to the end, but I've been wrong twice already, so who knows? It's anyone's race. Let's watch it here together as we continue down through the grid, possibly for the last time. Big Easy down to Osto in 10th. Big Pooh not too far behind Osto now, but definitely not close enough to make that gap well known before the end of this race. HK in 12th, followed by JK Stewie, Snipes and Gold Cow. So as we come now back to our race leader, we're going to be coming around for the final time here, the Nürburgring GP Circuit in Germany. We've been racing now. We're on to the 25th lap of this showdown. Absolutely fantastic racing that we've seen. All sorts of different strategies, a little bit of Nürburgring drama, which is always there. And this has been set to be one of the best races we've seen on the calendar yet. Go down through the grid. Mr. Cornerslut in 3rd, Gary in 4th, Juzzy 5th. Oh, SRT Brooms has an incident. Oh no. As we see him get that car spun around and back on track, opening the door for Legendary Berry in 7th place. We're on the final lap for the race leader, and just before the final turn, there's been all sorts of drama. The commentator's curse has struck once again. Big Pooh, 11th, HK, 12th, JK Stewie, 13th. As we go back to our race leader, the Mighty Bob, making his way around the track. We've just gone past the halfway mark on the track at the moment. He's got still a big gap on Spark, but Spark has closed that in a lot more than I thought he was going to for sure. He did need to finish in 1st, especially if he's not going to be here next week for the Enduro at Bathurst. needs to capitalise on as many of those championship points as possible. As we mentioned, Mighty Bob currently leads the way on a 145 lead over the top of Sparks and Corner Slut. So we'll just have to wait and see where the points end at the end of this race. As we see Mighty Bob, our race leader, our championship holder at the moment, across the line in first. And look, there's Sparks! Look how much time he's caught up. Both the boys having a bit of fun, sending it sideways across the line. What a race from Sparks, managing to make his way back up through the field like that. That was fantastic. Mr. Corner Slut in third place. What a great drive from him. The first Dodge Demon that we've seen across the line, followed closely by the Magnet Men. Once again, Gary and Juzzy finishing as close as they've been racing all night. SRT Broom in sixth place, just ahead of Legendary Berry. That error he had on the previous lap, almost made again, but he's managed to hold the car, thankfully. Otherwise, that would have seen him drop down the order a little bit. So we hear a lot of tyre squeal. I'd say those tyres are a bit cooked. SRT across the line in sixth. Legendary Berry in seventh. Zappo across the line in eighth, holding off Big Easy, who's finished in ninth place. Osto coming around the final bend now in 10th. Not too far away from them. Made up a bit of ground. And we've got Big Pooh in 11th place as he makes his way around the final corner. And across the line in 11th, HK taking a little bit of a wild shortcut there across the grass, but he's going to finish this race in 12th. Oh, as we see him get all sorts of crossed up. Those tyres might be a little bit gone, or he might be just having a little bit of fun. 12th place for him. We see JK Stewie. He'll come across the line in 13th. And then as we go down through the order of the cars that have finished, we've got Snipes in 14th, Goldcow in 15th. This has been a fantastic pleasure to be commentating for you. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time.